Hey everyone, it's Sean here, your guide to Warcraft, and I'm doing another guide today on another Void-themed pet for you Void Elf hunters out there. Now, I got a YouTube comment from Justin Carson, so thank you for that, and he says, there is a Void Wolf from WoD. It is classified as a spirit beast, so it's BM only, and there are several steps before you can go and do it. So I thought, I'm going to look into this, and the pet in question is named Gara. So you want to head to the burial grounds in Shadowmoon Valley, Draenor. You want to head to the southern part, and you want to find a spirit wolf here called Gara. And like he said, there are a few steps that you have to take before taming him. So to start with, you want to interact with Gara and scratch her behind the ears. Pretty easy step to start with. You then want to head north a bit. We're still in the burial grounds. I'll show you the map here, and you can see that we're in the same place. You just want to head north a bit, and here you will find a rare called Mother Om'ra. And it took me a few seconds to realise that you have to kill the mobs around her. It's been a while since I've been to Draenor, you know, kind of avoid it as much as possible these days. So you want to kill those 3 mobs, and then the rare will spawn. Just one-shot it, and then you will loot the shadow berries here. You want to take the shadow berries back to Gara, and you'll get a new dialogue option there to interact with. And now the big scavenger hunt begins for a load of items. So strap in, we're going to be flying a lot around Draenor. So you need to craft what's called a spirit effigy, and you're going to want to return to Gara and place this on the ground. But before you can build it, you need to gather some items. So to start with, we're going to be heading to Gorgron. And if you head to where I am on the map, you will find a Drywind Bone Picker. These are these Gronling NPCs. You just want to kill one of them and then loot an item called a Crude Effigy. So this is one of the items you need. It is also worth noting that you don't need to do these in the order I'm doing in the video. These should just drop regardless. Next, we're heading to Frostfire Ridge, right in the corner here, and we're going after a piece of torn cloth. So you're going to find these like green rituals on the ground, and they're going to be surrounded by necrolytes. And, well, these all drop on the first attempt for me, so this is not something you're going to have to farm for. You just kill the correct NPC, and you'll get that to drop. Moving on, we're staying in Frostfire Ridge here, but you want to fly down to Gromgar, and we are after an Ancient Bone now. So you want to kill these Thunderlord Giant Slayers. They are a specific mob here that patrol around the outside, so just be sure to kill the correct one, and then Ancient Bone should hopefully drop on the first kill. I just found one where I am, so if you just go to where I was, you'll probably find one, no problem. Next up, you want to be heading to Nagrand. Not too far in, you know, it's quite near the entrance to Nagrand. And you want to be killing what's called a Warsong Marauder. These are the guys, actually, that are just guarding the gate, or guarding the entrance to the tower outpost, whatever you want to call this. And they will drop you a small fruit. So that's the next item you need. Just going to be collecting all of these. Moving on, you want to head down into the southern part of Spires of Iraq, and you want to head into Sefik Hollow. And here you will find some Sefik Prophets. These are like the Arakoa, and I found 2 channeling around a giant fire, and these should drop you the Elder Incense. Like I said before, you don't have to do these in the specific order I'm doing in the video. You can sort of grab these in whatever order you want. I'm just, you know, doing them one at a time. Next up, we're going to Talador, and we're going into Gol Rock. This is, I believe, sort of a Shadow Council area that belongs to Gul'dan. And you want to go and kill what's called a Gorebound Legionnaire for a wooden bow. You know, quite an odd selection of items here, but that should be your very last item to create the effigy. So you want to press on the Crude Effigy that we looted first, and then you will get the Spirit Effigy. So this will be the combined item. So now you want to fly all the way back to Gara in Shadowmoon Valley, and there will be a new sort of interactable grave called the Disturbed Grave. You can't actually click on it, but if you click the effigy, you will place the effigy, and then something will happen. This will trigger the rare that you killed at the beginning of the video, Mother Om'ra, to appear. And you can read the text in the video if you're interested in the lore itself. If not, you can just skip ahead a bit. But all this means is that Gara was the original pet of Mother Om'ra, and then when Mother Om'ra decided to join the Shadowmoon clan, she sort of turned to the Void and joined Ner'zhul, and Gara didn't follow her. Like, I think she goes on to say here how Gara never looked at her again after she sort of went down the path of the Void. But otherwise, she just thanks you for freeing her and reuniting her with Gara. She then vanishes, and then a massive Void Lord will appear. Some big guy who calls himself the Lord of Glass. It's a bit of a weird name. I'm not too sure on the story with him, but you will be seeing him a lot later on in the video. We'll be killing him, you know, spoiler alert. But okay, next up, you want to head, well, this is the Pillars of Fate, and this is actually it's kind of in between Spires of Arak and Shadowmoon. I went off the Shadowmoon coordinates, even though technically this is in Spires of Arak. Details. And you want to head down here until you find a mob called Shadowmoon Void Twisters, and they will drop an item called a Void Lantern, which is what you need for the next step of the video. Now here, cool, well, fun fact, these guys actually have the model that we're going to be taming. They have the Void Wolves, and you might be thinking, why don't you just tame one of them? They're actually aberrations, they're not actually beasts, they are not tameable, so you can see when you kill them they kind of vanished. But we're coming towards the end of the video now, so when you get a Void Lantern, you want to head here in Shadowmoon Valley, and you want to head to Tree Valondira. I'm probably butchering the name again. And you'll find a Draenor here sort of pointing at the tree saying something's wrong with it, and then once you use the Void Lantern, you'll sort of be partially phased into the Void Realm, and she will start speaking, saying, you know, something's wrong with the tree. And at this point, you need to click on a blade which is located inside the tree, so I just want to mount up, and then I just fly up a bit, and there's the blade. It's, you know, not exactly hidden, it's just up and inside. You want to interact with the blade and you'll receive a second Void buff, which will last another 60 minutes, and this will fully phase you. So the Void Lantern partially phased you. Once you click on this blade, it will fully phase you into the Void Realm, and you'll see Gara appears here. Gara, this is not the tameable one, this is still the spirit one that will follow you around. But you'll notice outside, now you're in the Void Realm, you'll see a ton of Void Lords roaming around Shadowmoon Valley, and you just want to go around killing them until Zan, the Lord of Glass that we saw earlier, will spawn in the middle. You want to go and kill him. Relatively easy considering, you know, this was designed for Warlords of Draenor, and it was probably quite hard back then, but, you know, now this is kind of the future. You just want to go and kill him very easily, and he's going to do sort of like a big shadow burst. And this is what I found quite funny. You instinctively use deterrence to avoid the attack, you know, that hunter move that's no longer in the game. Oh well, but after you've killed him, you'll sort of trigger the next part, and this is where you can actually tame Gara. So Gara, I guess, will be hit by the attack and he will fall to the void, and the only way to save Gara is to tame him so that you can tame him, and then when you get a better understanding of the void, help him later down the line. And, well, that's the story behind it, but that just means that Gara will now be tameable. So here he is, and if you're a Void Elf Hunter, you know, I've done some other Void Elf Hunter pet videos, but this one takes the cake for me. You know, this one I think looks best. It's got an awesome story behind it. It's a spirit beast. You can't not have this as a Void Elf Hunter. But that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Links are in the description down below. Be sure to subscribe for more, and I will see you next time.